Okay, TOK is interesting simply because it's different for every teacher, right? So every teacher can teach the TOK class how they want to teach it. So it'll change based from teacher to teacher. I didn't really have a bad experience with any of the teachers that I had TOK with, but I mean, it's not the same for everybody. One thing that is the same for every person who takes TOK, you're gonna have your TOK in your second semester of your junior year, and you're gonna finish the class in your first semester of your senior year. Right? So it's technically a 2 year course, but it's only spans 2 semesters, right? In that junior year, the first time you take TOK, you're gonna have to do your exhibition, which is only at I think it's like 950 words. So it's a lot shorter than like your EE and your IAs that you're gonna take, your HLSA, all that. It's a lot shorter. So you have to really be concise and get to the point quickly, but you want to try to be as evaluative and as thoughtful as possible, but you can't use that many words, right? So with that one, you want to take as much control over it as you can. You want to pick objects that mean something to you, or objects that you're interested in, or something along those natures that will make the essay. You got to make it seem as less work as possible, right? And it's not going to seem like work if you're doing something that you want to do. I don't know if I can reveal what my objects are, but you get just things that are personal to you, things that are have some significance, things that you can connect to a prompt, things like that. You're not gonna pick your research question for that. They have questions picked out for you, and you can just apply it to whatever objects you pick. So that's for TOK your first time. The second time you take TOK in your senior year, when you finish the course, you're gonna have to do your TOK essay. Now that one is more like your IAs and everything. It's still a little shorter, but it's longer than your exhibition. That one, they have titles picked out for you, so prompts that you can pick from, but you're not gonna make your own prompt. But that one you can choose like your real world scenario and things like that. And again, you want to pick. I would not advise picking the easiest prompt. Like if it looks at you, if you're reading it and you're like, "Oh, that seems pretty easy. I can do that." I chances are you're not going to be able to be very evaluative and very analytical and come up with any like thoughtful like insight, and you're not going to score that high on it. So don't pick something that you have absolutely no idea what it is and you're just saying words just to say words, but don't pick something too easy either. And that goes for your real world scenarios. If you're picking something that is so very obviously connected to your prompt, it's not going to score that well. And you want to be like as varied as possible. Like this is an IB world program, right? So you want to have different perspectives, pick things that happen to because your real world examples are things that happen to real people. And most of this will be explained hopefully by your teachers. And if they aren't, then you have to go and talk to them and really seek it out, or really read the TOK guide and try to figure it out. But I think I'm trying to alleviate some of that stress and keep you from doing that. But really what you have to do is pick real world scenarios, but pick different ones. Like don't just have this dude happen to this white guy however many years ago, and this other scenario happened to this other white guy however many years ago. Like don't do that. Like you have it from different countries, have different sorts of things, and that way if you can find a connection and you can really think about something and you say, oh, this thing from Africa and this thing from Asia, like I can see a connection between here and it's related to the prompt, do that, because it'll be more interesting for you genuinely, and it'll be more interesting to the grader. And if it's more interesting to the grader, then the grader is more inclined to give you more points in the rubric. So it's it sounds like a lot of work, but like, you're in IB, it's going to be a lot of work anyway. So might as well make it interesting, and you might as well get the best you can out of it. But yeah, 2K as a whole is an interesting class. You're learning like how to think. Like it's challenging like what you know and what you think you know and how you know what you know. And it's gonna sound ridiculous for some. Some people won't like it. Some people will like it. I tolerated it. I thought it was just another class I had to do. But I mean, it's very just like student run, I'd say. Like, most of the time you're sharing ideas with other students. So if you like to talk, it's a cool class. But it's mandatory for all students anyway. So if you're doing it, you might as well just get the most of it. It's typically for most people I know, it's an easy A. Like, as long as you do the work. And that's for a lot of things, as long as you do the work. Sometimes for most of the other classes, you're not gonna know some things, and that's okay. So your grades will drop for that. But for the TOK, it's really just what you put into it, what you'll get out of it, So it'll be fine, and you should get an A on it. Just do the work and try to make it as interesting for yourself as possible, and try to participate as much as you can, because you'll get the most out of it, and that's how you succeed in that class. So